one thing I think that I feel called to bring to the conversation first is just possibly a different perspective on subluxation to begin with. That comes from primarily Sue Brown, with lots of Arno, Donnie Epstein, and Susan Rossi sprinkled in throughout, of looking at subluxation not as the silent killer or dragon that must be slain. Not that you can't look at it that way. However, the viewpoint that Sue brought to us was that any subluxation, regardless of which perspective you're looking at, whether it's from Gonstead, Thompson, Logan, upper cervical, if you break it down further and further, it is potential energy stored in the system, taking us all the way back to physics class of if something is not moving, then there's a lot of potential energy stored up in there. Where that energy comes from is from some sort of experience that the body could not fully perceive, fully integrate, fully move through the first time round, and stored it up for later, saying, I will not let this this experience go in vain. There's good energy here. There's juice here for their healing, growth, and evolution. So I'm going to hold on to it for later because I just can't deal with it right now. And that will store in the system, creating a greater heightened state of chaos, creating neurological interference, and creating a disconnection and an imbalance. And the longer those are there, the more they stack up, and the more it can lead to even more being stacked up on top of it. So every adjustment can become an opportunity for learning, for growth, and for more evolution for the system, rather than trying to take people back to where they were before the event occurred, but really using it as a springboard for more resourcefulness in the future.
I love that you brought that up. I forgot that we said we would talk about that. And I just want to say that that paper that Sue wrote about this is available. Like, she wrote a very well thought out paper. And it was received in an interesting way by different people in the profession. And, I had talked to Sue about that because traditionalists felt that you don't get to come along and just like, who do you think you are kind of thing. Like, chiropractic was already decided and it's already in the textbooks, and we need to follow what that was the decision of what chiropractic was, which, like, there's something about that kind of thinking that I admire and appreciate because, it honors the roots of chiropractic. And, so I'm just going to just share that because that was something that was a struggle for Sue, was that she came up against this wall of people who just didn't want to look at it differently. And, on a personal level, when she presented it, I was crying, like listening to it, because everyone who ever felt my spine was like, oh my God, like, whoa, what a mess. Because, I had a lot of things happen, when I was younger. And so what she was saying, it's so much potential for energy. It's so much potential for awareness and growth and change. And how can this be fueled to help you? She saw it in a way that was beautiful and didn't make me wrong. Where, like, that's one of our conversations, I think, in chiropractic, is that we're looking at the body. I remember my chiropractor saying this to me when I first started, but he had a lot of disconnects in his philosophy. But what he said, the words he said was, we look at your body and we say, wow, what is possible? Whereas a medical doctor looks at your body and is like, whoa, like, how do we fix and control this? And I just thought that basic definition was really fascinating because I started with so many problems in a way. So it was like amazing to hear that you would view that as like, my body was intelligent, my body was smart. And so to be on the receiving end of that thinking was amazing to me. But then to be on the receiving end of the embodiment of that thinking, which was what happened with Sue, because my chiropractor would say these words, chiropractic is to unite man, the physical, with man, the spiritual. He would say that phrase. But then when he got into the table, he was trying to fix things and force them. And, it ended up feeling like a fight and combative. So I just wanted to like share my, background or my, experience on the receiving end, and also encourage people to read the paper. And I will share the paper with this video so that you can check that out because it was so well thought out. Wade, do you have any thoughts you want to share from your perspective?
Yes. Going back to part of what Nathan was talking about with the experience and the energy and information coming along with it that has the opportunity to be assimilated and processed or not. And, hearing him kind of personify the whole process of the system not being able to deal with that offending energy and information because of the state of beingness that the nervous system is in, that person is in. Well, let's remember that part of the possibility with the chiropractic service is to create better strategies, better emerging properties, as Donnie would call them, for the person to be more flexible and more adaptable so that the same life stressor that would overwhelm somebody and have them subluxate today, that with our care tomorrow and the next day and the next week and the next year, that the same level of stressor actually would not subluxate them, that they were able to adapt and assimilate even more of life, however it came at them. So knowing that there are kind of those strategic milestones neurologically, that it's great to have protocols and parameters to measure and to be able to have a dialogue with someone for them to self-assess how they are doing in the face of. In a conversation that I come and have, I say, listen, as we know, life stressors are not going anywhere. As we get older, they're only going to increase. But who you are in the face of them can radically transform, in that, in a way, we'd love for you to be in a place of bring it on. Right? Is that all you got, life? And we want to make sure that we're also saying, is that all the abundance and joy and blessing? Yes, bring it on. I can receive more of all of that. I've got more, neuro-linguistics to have this conversation with life.